Hey everybody, welcome back to One Seed, One World. So today I wanted to do a quick follow-up to the video that we did I don't know, like a week or so ago about if you can plant old seeds and will they germinate. So in this video, I'm gonna do some tests on some old seeds that I have. And I went through my seed collections, which I'm a bit of a seed hoarder, so I have a lot. But we're gonna try a couple of different ones. So here, I've got two different types of, one's endive and one's a lettuce. These seeds are both from 2015. Got some butter crunch lettuce from 2017. Let's see, this one, this is cumin. I have not grown cumin before. We use a lot of cumin here, and so back in 2018 and probably again in 2019, I had bought some seeds for cumin but had never gotten around to planting it. So here's some cumin seeds from 2018. And then this one here is another type of lettuce that I can't pronounce. Something dogside. No, something saisons. Some type of lettuce that I got. It was free seed that came with a Baker Creek seed order that I had. And this I think is from 2019 is my guesstimate. From the box it was in, it's either 2019 or 2020. So this seed is at least 2 years old, possibly 3 years old. So today I am going to do, we got 5 seed packets here, so I'm gonna do 4 little pots of each one. And then we're gonna see how they come up so that we can test some of those things. Now, in that old video, I talked about rejuvenation, where you can add like some sugar water or blackstrap molasses to like a soak for your seeds. I talked about scarification, where you can buff them or use some peroxide to kind of help break down that hard outer seed coat. Not doing any of that today. We're just gonna plant these seeds because all these seeds are little. They're gonna be a little difficult to work with some of those things. I mean, I could soak them, but I'm not gonna get onto that. We're just gonna do a test, plant these seeds indoors in different pots. I'm gonna put them in my little greenhouses, my little portable greenhouses that I have in the basement with some lights and with the plastic over them. It builds up heat that gets about between 78 and 80 degrees. And we're gonna see how many, if any, of these sprout. So let's go ahead and get them planted and see what happens. Okay, so what I've done here is set up my pots, and for a little preparation to begin with, I've bottom watered them all and then also top watered a little bit, adding a little bit of water with a spray bottle just to kind of get the soil damp enough to do some good planting, but then it's got the bottom water in there so that can wick up through as time goes on. So I'm starting off with the endive seeds, and you can see how tiny they are. These are in the palm of my hand. I got some tweezers here. And so I'm gonna use the tweezers to plant the seeds, kind of pick them up individually so I can kind of place them where I want them in the pot. Okay, so I got all the seeds in. Now with the lettuce and the endive, those tend to normally with new seeds germinate pretty quick, like within just a few days, especially if you have it in some warm temperatures and the soil is damp enough, which is like what I have here in my greenhouses, my little mini greenhouses in the basement. So we're gonna see if they will germinate even though they're older seeds just as quickly. Now, the one caveat to that is the cumin. Cumin can take up to 2 weeks to germinate, and it's also recommended that you soak the seeds for 12 to 24 hours before you plant them, which can help increase the germination. Now, I did not soak my seeds. I just planted everything together, and they're all kind of top planted because they're such tiny seeds, you know, putting them on the top. Some I use the tweezers to kind of position them within each additional container. Others I just kind of sprinkled in and did it that way. So we'll see how that all turns out. Then I pressed them in, sprayed them with a little bit more water. So I didn't do any soaking, no scarification, rejuvenation, any of that kind of stuff that you can do with older seeds. These are just direct planted. So now we're gonna wait and see what happens with how they sprout, or if they sprout, especially the old ones. The ones from 2015 are the ones I'm really wondering what's gonna happen with. So let's see. Okay, so it's been 5 days since we planted the old seeds, and we have some sprouts on 2 of the varieties. Right there is this Saison lettuce from 2019 in that pot right there. And got some little sprouts popping up. And back there, we've got endive sprouts coming up. And I've got sprouts in 3 out of the 4 pots that I put in of those that are just starting to pop up, and that's from 2015 seeds. So seeds 8 years old, endive, so far are popping up pretty good. Everything else is all quiet. So we'll see what comes out of these other pots as we go along. Hey guys. So we're now about 16 days in from planting those old seeds that ranged from 1 year old to 8 years old. As you can see, we got some greenery going on here. So the cumin has sprouted. That was from 2018. Got some nice cumin sprouts going on. Really the one that's done the best so far is the Saison 2019. So that's 3 years old. That lettuce is coming up good. And then the endive was actually the first to sprout. Its leaves are still really small, but it is growing. The 2 that didn't fare so well was the Butter Crunch from 2017, although I do have one teeny tiny sprout in one of these pots. And then over here was the Romaine from 2018. Again, one tiny sprout there. And I think that's about it. But overall, I mean, the old endive was 8 years old. That's sprouting and growing. And the 3-year-old Saison lettuce is all coming up and filling these pots, as well as the cumin from 4 years ago, 2018. So, can you grow old seeds? This just goes to show you that yes, you can. They might not have as much of a germination rate, and you might have some failures, but it's always worth saving them in a cool, dry place. As long as they're in good conditions, they can last a long time, and you can still grow plants years later, even if your germination rates are lower. So there you have it, growing old seeds. That's all I have to say about that. Whatever's going on in your neck of the woods, I hope it's gone fantastic for you. Hope you try growing some old seeds that you got laying around the house, see what you can get out of them. And I just hope that you're having a great day. So we'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Namaste.